Hello Astro Explorers, this is Jeff Babcock, and this is my video about Saturn. So on the planets today, as of 9:21 this morning on April Fool's Day, we can see in the sunlight, Saturn is currently out there. It looks like in our western horizon will be setting sometime this afternoon. If we want to actually get outside and see it, unfortunately, 3:30 in the morning should be coming up over our eastern sunrise. You see, I accounted for our latitude and longitude here in Phoenix, Arizona, and it looks like 3:30 in the morning. Good old Saturn will be coming up in the eastern horizon. Let me go back and explain two other things. I mean, first off, Saturn is 935 million miles from the Sun. Takes 29 years to orbit all the way around the Sun, and it rotates on average in about 10.7 hours of full rotation of Saturn in one day. So anyway, on to the composition. We have here a hexagonal storm that's up on the northern pole, and this is the rosebud, they call it, and it's actually the center of this. This is a color enhanced image of the center of this storm as it's swirling around. So unbeknownst to us, until some of these satellite missions that were coming out here and getting these close-up views, I mean, we're seeing storms that are very similar to Jupiter's, and that brings up the fact that Saturn is very similar to Jupiter in the fact that it's both made up of hydrogen and helium, and it's just amazing how similar they are. They're both gas giants. They both are primarily made up of gas throughout their atmosphere. The one main exception here is the rings. These rings are made up of ice and rock debris, that vary in, I guess you could say, particle size from dust all the way up to pieces that are the size literally of houses. And the rings from the innermost ring to the outermost ring is 175,000 miles, but the actual thickness of the rings averages about 30 feet. So this is a super duper thin layer, and that's what makes it look basically like an old record. And one other thing I wanted to point out here was this was a storm that was captured by the Cassini mission up here. That's kind of similar to the storms we see on Jupiter as the planet was rotating around. We've got a big swirling effect and little smaller storms spinning off from it. So, as far as my fascinating wonder would be the Cassini mission itself. The Cassini mission flew and orbited around Saturn 294 times. This is a picture of the actual satellite itself. And this is some of the last images. This is an image that they took of the aurora on the North Pole right before they ended the mission in 2017 and literally crashed the Cassini mission right into the planet of Saturn. So here's my works cited, and thank you for listening.